And Wings also end up picking up an Elam there, but not before Carmi ended up going down. We've been seeing them a ton in the feed in that top left-hand corner. But Fulnet finally ends up getting cleaned up on the backside of the zone. We'll hop on over. Yeah, we can see Teak has been able to confirm one of the eliminations, but none of Steady's knocks have actually turned into any points, so a little bit thinner on the points so far. We are into the cascading placement points now, as we have 15 trios left, so each trio going down is an additional +1 point. Etsy gets the confirmation onto Fulnet right before being taken down by Michael. Scram also picking up Elam onto Surprise 2, so we'll get Milan. That will end his run just inside the top 15, so picked up a nice little additional 3 points for his team, but that's about it. As you can see, Teak and Steady looking for some room, but they're a little bit higher up than they're used to. You can see them trying to change level, trying to find a way to change the situation. They're going to do it by recycling a launch pad and getting out of dodge.
I wonder how they actually end up attacking this entire situation. Usually their team is like a machine. Every cog and gear has to be well put in place, at least when these moving zones start. This time, they're losing a big portion of the robotics. They're not going to have Cammy, one of the most aggressive, members of that trio. Even on defense, he's the one kind of responding with the shots and is there to pick up a bunch of the eliminations. Teak will still be tarping. Scram, Hellfire, all the way up top with Flow, so going to be looking good as well on high ground. Not really contested just yet. Teak is inside the business of mid ground, though. Zone is still a little bit further away. Actually have Steady tarping up for him. He gets trapped and harpooned down, though. Oh no, a little bit of a trap door down below. He gets taken out. That's Verox who picks him up.
Yeah, he's in the business. Unfortunately, business is not booming. They had to close their doors. Instead, he is the last salesman on the way out. Close the lights, get as many points as you can, and make sure you lock up. But he's looking to break triple digits after 3 games, so they're going to be happy with that. As you can see, Remix picking up elimination in the top left-hand corner. Floki also getting a knock onto pings. We're into the top third of players. 3 more will need to drop before that Storm Surge is no longer a problem. We do have Scram, Hellfire, and Flonata up on the high ground, but then also hip to hip on the low ground. You see Taste and Reason there with Chapix playing on the backside of the zone, trying to pick up some eliminations. Tripper does finally get knocked by the Solari player. That's Clement. Taste finding a knock onto Nakos to get a little bit of revenge there. Floki will also find Tripper as Chapix gets a knock onto Gold. But keeping an eye with our passes is winning here, as two Curiosity and Stormy are trying to play some of the lake and trying to push themselves up onto that first page of the leaderboard here, and their hip to hip is looking pretty good.
This is where all the tension is, though. Low ground, Floki popping off on all sides. Taste and now losing Reason. That might get him activated. Looking for a little bit of damage on these bills. Will he control the stair? No. Going to be blocked off. Going to be blocked off completely. Now we'll have to go backwards a little bit of a bounce back actually coming with the zone. Reason is going to get fully confirmed. We saw that it was going to be other team on the same layer taking him out. Jox is going to take out a Stiptos. Aggrum going down in the feed as well. They have a very good tarp and base all the way at the bottom. Looks like things are quieting down on the bounce back too. Everyone in their old builds. It's going to be fine to just recuperate, assess exactly what there is to do next. 7 different teams here towards the 8th zone. It's going to be a completely passive zone too. No one really getting knocked at all. They're just waiting for the final 9s. Where does this one pull? A nice beam. Good team effort here from Tayson and Chapix. So we got another elimination. That'll be Wix's finally going down. Now there's a little bit of conversation going on above. Oh. People are getting active. Oh no! A random invader at the bottom side of the base. It'll be Crizzy actually taken out. Tayson, Pauly's going to be traded to Chapix versus Crizzy on the low ground. Going to be looking for it, both looking for a little bit of control. It'll be tough to actually gain. It's so claustrophobic down here. You're basically operating with just half a box.
That's so tough for Tayson too, because he kind of checked on the right hand, but you saw him just for a half second kind of hesitate. It's another boundless outfit right on the other side, and he's like, is that one? But he should have known Chapix was covering his 6. It's not a friend, that's a foe in front of you. But Chapix now, a player who's been around for a long time, the Falcon player looking to just get whatever points he can. Seti finally goes down, but was able to rack up at least a 7th place. There might have snuck in for a cheeky little 6. A Scram, Hellfire, and Flonato start working top down. This slight change of verticality could be enough. Chapix has a bandage, but he doesn't need to pop one like Zexro. Instead, just going to run around the corner here, find a little bit of room, trying to bout face. Has the epic pump, but he's already walked himself into a top 4 placement. They have 9 eliminations. It's a bunch of points on the board. If he just waits, Flonata and Co have been working top to bottom. They're looking to find the eliminations. Curiosity's still up. Now he's got a top 3. Now he's looking to touch the high ground. He hits a 140. He interrupts the shield, but he can't find his way back into zone. He flubbed the builds, and what could have been a monster clutch for him instead just throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into the final play. It's going to be Curiosity with 3 floppers back in the zone. He's popping the Stoosh to find a little bit of space and to find the HP. He's going to play defensively, but he has the chance here to play not only for the flopper, but for the Siphon. Scram doesn't have the time. Flonata doesn't have the HP, and Curiosity defensively holds it off. The winner says, get us on the board, Sundown.
Right now, 2 of the most lethal forces in the game have the best case scenario. for the way they play. Steady Kemi Teak, lots of space on low ground with a nice, very good left side slow pull. Aqua all the way on height. Not having zone completely, but they like it when it's a little bit challenging. They like to go for that early pad, rebuild it up again. Sometimes they stay up top too long and it's trouble. Look at this beautiful rotation of Steady Kemi Teak. Not a shot in sight, not a build place down. They just pepper up, walk across, pressure people again to make space, and they're gonna base build over again. That investment though from Aqua CR Fast Roki, it's been huge. It's been like about 3 zones ago though, so they still have a lot of mass to use. Just keep this tight. They let the zone roll through, and there's a pad I was talking about. When it's far, it's fine. They just glide up top. The Spaniards want to take height. Aqua's not gonna have to give him that for free. He really wants to just stay up there, especially in a zone where the low ground is kind of flat the whole time. They can do a lot with it. Stay on height and put the pressure down.
You see Wings also picking up an Elam there in a feed. So far, we've had players dropping, but no trios dropping yet. We still have 42 going on. Storm Surge will tick on here in 15 seconds. Rifle will end up getting Illutrax. Tripper also goes down. So finally, a little bit of a stumble going on. It's just Hottie who's up as the confirmation ends up coming through. You can see Verox, it's Kinzel, and Jerky, but Teak, Steady, and Cammy still plenty of space. Pepper's running out. Hottie, Tripper are eliminated now with Illocrats finally getting confirmed over as well as Hottie. Neb's going down there to Deoxy. So the Spanish trio still pushing through as Cammy ends up getting another knock. Storm Surge is active, but only one more player will have to go down since we're pulling straight over towards the burbs, a little bit away from some of these builds. You can expect it to turn off here near instantaneously as they begin to keep moving through. But up on the high ground, hey, there they are, the Chapter 2 Season 7 champs. They've taken it away again. And Aquastroke and CRR, they might be looking for a take here. They just popped the Chili Chug Splash. Will they go, Shio?
This is exactly what they did to actually qualify for the finals. Staying on second height, baiting it up all the way to the top first, and then having an isolated fight. A 3v3 for the highest portion and point in the game. Zone is closing though, so their window of time has run out. They'll have one more chance in the 8th zone, but this is where it gets smaller. This is where surprises aren't as prevalent. It's where it gets tricky. Aware also, getting an Elam in the feed low ground, has their own fights to take, and it's kind of calm downstairs. There's not that much pressure happening from the top side, so you can really just have good fights head-to-head down below. Verox, Astro survived so far, but have been scratched up while moving in. Deoxy also taken out by Storm, right? So they had a chance to go for height and got denied. Karma gonna take out Crow, and Jose falls towards the Storm. And Kiriashi's pressure as well. Verox has found a little bit of pocket to just breathe down there inside one of the bases. And Alex though and Excuse for ZR, they're all alive. CRR and Fast Roki found themselves on low ground next to Steady, next to Teak, next to Cammy. And at the same time, we have 4-0 on the other side of these builds. It's 3 trios. The tension's building. One edit, just a little bit more space, and they'll all see each other on the same layer for the first time.
Karmi, Wings, and Fullnet are still up as well. They were taking down X-Squeeze and Andalix on the other side. They're another trio has been making the end games, but we've talked about it, right? Cammy, Steady, Teak, they're still up. They're still hip to hip. They're still earning points. This is going to be another top 5 finish from them. 4ZR and Aqua are dropping down, trying to drop themselves into the fray. Aqua's been taken out. CRR finally goes out. It's just going to be on Festroki. He's able to pick up another Elam that pushes them to 7 total. They're into the top 6, but that's where they fall. We have our top 5 now, and still at least 2 full trios. I see 3 full trios. We got Stormer and Co. up on the high ground with Cammy, Steady, Teak, as well as Wings, Fullnet, and Karmi on the low ground. Otherwise, we then have 2 duos sitting in between. So it's a battle trying to stick together. Can they find the room? They also have tons of cabbages and sushi right now, just chilling there. The flopper is going to be popped, but they don't get a chance to use it. Instead, they take a fight, and it's Wings and Fullnet who end up taking it down. Stompy and Pink also being one of the duos to ride through. Now it's a 3v2v1, and Kiriachi, Stormy right in twos, looking to ride this one out for their second victory royale. Shio, call it a back-to-back and bring them up the leaderboard. They say, Steady, Cammy, Teak, we know you're pretty good, but can you get the dubs? Because those victory royales will matter in the end. The 3v1, they'll convert, and that will be it for 2 in a row. Loopboy, Kiriachi, FS Stormy right, Gambit, Toos.
I'm not sure who's leading. I think it's Steady. Yeah, he's doing such a wonderful job. All in metal too, so Cammy can just surprise people as these builds fully close in. It takes 25 seconds. He has a lot to operate with. 15 still until this zone closes. No one going down. All 17 teams still staying alive, so everyone should be, yes, widely spread apart in their own layers. It's Voxy who keeps the height. Aqua doesn't have it yet, but that's good. That means that this team can just keep their egos in check, stay alive all the way towards the end. Verox, though, one of the teams that likes to contest up top, gets taken down by Dids. Not shot before, actually doing some damage and taking down Jock. Sabu also going down to throw, so the Spaniards are still here to be the X factor towards the end of this game. Aqua, CR, Fastroki in trouble though, 121 below. Haven't really seen them in this situation before. Gotta get something activated. Rifle, the third dealer I'm seeing in the feed, and Queasy Thomas also getting picked up. They're finally alive awake as Fastroki goes down, so their wild card is not available either. We just have one IGL, one crazy fragger ready to take out the entire trios in the lobby as a duo themselves.
You can see Aqua trying to find a line, trying to find a way to go forward with 3 players needing to go down, but only 54 damage, and now 50 damage above. Looks like CRR was able to find some shots. We do have Edison, Advise, and Homino Voxy up on the high ground. Just Citrozico sitting just below him, but the Spanish trio, again, racking off the eliminations. They're up to 10 and 125 points from the left-hand side. Malabuco and Chizo also picking up some elims with CRR. Ends up getting confirmed. That means Aqua all by his lonesome rifle, picking up his second and third knocks as well. We're going to have to keep an eye on that one as Sean ends up going down, and we're into our top 10. So low ground control coming through right now from KPI, Crow, and Deoxy trying to find a little bit of room as they get Shizo again. Michael going down to the Siptos and some room being created here as the zone does end up pulling back. Just an ever so slight change in the high ground. So a short pull, but enough to end up being annoying. It's a great angle coming out from KPI, but misses the shot. Floki and Nikov end up trading out elips there as Murstache ends up going down. And on that high ground the whole time, they're just chilling. And this little change in elevation could end up proving disastrous, but not for Seti, Cammy, and Teak. They got it all figured out.
They stay on top of it, actually put the boot into Aqua's face and take him out all the way on the same layer. So first taking out second overall, keeping that lead, 171 points. The Spaniards looking really good though. They're playing this game like a side scroller, keeping all the pressure on the one side. So all 3 of them can stare at things as they drop down, but it's a surprise from Cammy all the way to low ground. He takes out Crow. The lethality's broken in half, split down the middle. It's gonna be tough for the Spaniards, but so good for Seti, Teak, and Cammy overall. They push forward, have control of that low ground. High ground is still spraying though, really putting down some pressure onto the backs. The overall build that Cammy has down to just 8. 3v3 final situation. We'll see exactly what these guys can do. They can barely even look up top to see where the shots are coming from. Voxy still has control with Advise, and Edison all the way up there, but are the light switches on? Are they ready to actually go and drop down for this? There's so much space to work with. Which angle will come through first? Cammy looking over for the right side. They're still not going down for the all-in. Really utilizing this bridge, making sure they don't fall down and at the play their game. Look at the instant 2 elims. Cammy's just too good, and Seti's there for the third. Oh my goodness. In 2 seconds, everyone
up on the high ground right now. My prediction, Stompy Pick Nebs been a little bit quiet, but still been able to rack up to some points. And then also, Aqua, Fastroki, and CRR, 2 elims so far. We saw CRR get some early knocks, wasn't able to confirm it. We're pulling very far to the northeast. This is a very long distance pull. We're going away from where basically everyone is grouped up. So there should be some points going through. We do also have our second place trio. The Spanish could pick up another elim there. However, Crow will end up getting returned down, so they could be forced into a duo. Yes, that will happen as Splash ends up picking it up, or we're going to stay on board here as CRR, Aqua, and Fastroki. Looks like they're potentially looking to set up for a low pad. It's going to here. They might end up just opting for a full one. Yep, they're going to full pad, go towards the far side because there isn't really anybody on the high ground to swap them down. So the question is, who is going to crank and then who's just going to give it up? Right now, it looks like Splash and Milwaukee are going to be the first 2 to end up going up. Cora also there on the side. Deoxy coming in late. Surprise also coming in 8. You can see Ferox Astro just desperately trying to not take any damage, but KPI ends up picking up Etsy and front side of the zone, priority position. Where else would they be, Shio?
Did you see how they did that? They had no pad, no peppers. They just ran from the left side. Seti literally opened the box to say hello to Stompy, ate a few bullets, but because of that, Tegan Kim could just run by. It was a free rotation, and Veggie and Savage started on the zone right in front of the line. They're now ahead of them. That's how good they are at playing this type of game. I was about to say everything was different, but it's the same old day in, day out. Just have a trap door available. Take out Andretta, not even a big name, right? Who cares about that? Take him over, keep rolling in. They don't care who they're fighting. It doesn't matter. They just make them look absolutely like they have no clue what's going on. They're in control of the front side of the zone, and we've said it before, I'll say it again, no one can really stop them.
Another one too as Mr. Savage gets taken down. ATQ is going to be the one to convert over, but this is 3 eliminations. They're into the cascading placement points again, so every single trio that goes down, that's another delta you can't close as it ticks 204 to 205. They've already broken 200 points here. They've broken 200 points at day number 1. We've talked about 200 sometimes being the line as Aqua ends up getting a nice frag over onto Deoxy. That's some very leaderboard impacting stuff out there. Aqua gets another one onto Anos. We know that they're going to be hip to hip, but right now Aqua doing his best to be the one-man one-man wrecking crew that he is. CRR also hanging on, I would say, by a thread, but it's a fraction of a thread right there, trying to spool it out and hoping that the feint's still clip, and finally he goes down, but we're on board the World Cup duo champion, the one-man wrecking crew, the final match winner yesterday to push himself through, trying to potentially hide in the cone edit, potentially slows off there, but in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Cammy, Seti, Teak. They're going to walk through to yet another top 10 placement, and they're actually fighting more than we've seen Child. Like, they're trying to get box to box here. Seti going to get a knock there onto Sean VP. Nebs gets 2. He's actually going to get all 3, so that's a triple going over for him, trying to charge his way up the leaderboard as we're closing in on the final moments. Here's the final top 8, 16 players up in EU. Shio, take us home.
Started off the zone, not with a pad, so their mats are looking kind of low, but they have a pre-edit ready. Ooh, nice shot from Cammy. It's fast to frame, but he finds it. It's Kiriachi that goes down all the way towards the bottom. Top 6 in the 9th zone. Cammy said he's all alive inside the same box, hip to hip. They're operating like a Hydra beast, all just one body with 3 heads and 3 guns, looking for the next shot, the next box. What will it be? Scram Remix popping off in the feed. Queasy also picking up Remix as he gets a trade onto Thomas. Not going to be possible. Xenolith going down. Cammy said he's are pressured inside the situation, but they're also looking pretty relaxed up top. It's not an EU finals if Milwaukee doesn't have height and is maybe just taking away an off game. It's looking good. Steady Cammy Tico really putting the pressure on to Thomas's speed. Might not be a Firefly jar, but they're making it hot for the man inside the mid ground. They control the low. It's 3 different teams. They're one of the trios. Thomas is alone. He's dropped down the classic trapdoor strat. It worked at the start. Let's make it work again, and let's bring it home too, because there's a final 3v3 here to take. They've got the mats, maybe not the HP. The big defensive operator in terms of Cammy is not going to be completely online, but with the minis in a big pot, he might be in fighting force just very soon. One tarp up top makes me look at and see, hey, maybe these guys don't have the mats and what it takes to really rock out this game. But imagine Seti, Cammy, and Teak not only being the most consistent, but winning 2 games inside day number 1, getting so close to 300 points. They might just win the entire finals based off of this performance. The final 3v3 drops down. Koro, absolutely desperate. A big trade happens on the bottom side. Teak is on a 1v1 by himself, and he wins those. Milwaukee, though, has the beam. Can he make it go home? Can he live the dream? Here it is, the baits, the shots. It's not going to really come through. Defensive opportunities, it's kind of over. It's too overwhelming. Teak is there for the win. Seti, Cammy, and Teak. Game 6, day 1, absolute champions.
They have a 60-point lead on second place. 235 points is the most we've seen after the first 6 matches in any finals like this. Okay, these guys are doing something astronomical, but Levin,
you know, any bump in pricing can be, you know, the difference in just life-changing money, right? So you really want to fight till the end